In this video, I'm going to be breaking down my $18,000 day, and it's going to be a really good video because on this day, we were actually trading on the voice chat with the Discord members and the community members, and I recorded the whole session. So you guys will be able to see my real-time thought process, why I took my entry, why I took my exit, and before getting onto the live real-time session, I'm going to break down the stocks I was watching because this day is a perfect example of waiting for your setup, because as traders, we need to know when to sit on our hands and when to execute really well, because on this day, we had really good playbook setup, especially on NVDA. So let's start with the breakdown first, and then we will get on to the real-time breakdown of the trade side too. So now let's start with the breakdown of NVDA, because this was, guys, actually like a really good playbook setup, and these are the setups we need to capitalize on. And honestly, I did not do a really good job. I still made decent amount of money, but I could have done a much better job trading this stock and holding on to my winner. Because if you look at the monthly chart, guys, this was the month of April. We have been consolidating since making an all-time high around 153.13. Since then, we have been consolidating. The volume has been going down, so nothing to worry about. On the monthly chart, in the month of April, the volume actually increased, and we saw doji right here. So this can be called like maybe a reversal bar, because sellers tried to push it down, but buyers were able to push it back towards the upside. And April was a volatile month for the whole market as well, with all the tariff news and everything. But looking at the technicals, it looks really good if we actually make a new monthly high and the weekly high as well. Let's now jump onto the weekly chart, and we can see similar sort of thing happening on the weekly chart. We had a sell-off early in April. We had the 90-day pause with the tariffs or whatever. We had a push towards the upside. Since then, it's looking like bullish for a push towards the upside, and all over social media as well. Everywhere, it's like NVDA is long overdue for an all-time high, because we had this insane rally on the stock. If you look at the historical price action since 2022, this was before the split, but this stock has moved approximately like 1,000%. So this long consolidation, yes, we made a new all-time high, but after moving 1,000% in approximately 2 years, this stock has been consolidating for about a few months, which was long overdue on this stock, but it's still holding the trend. No big red candle, everything like that. So overall, I was still bullish on this stock. And on this dip as well, I even added NVDA to my long-term portfolio. So that is also doing well, but that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to discuss the day trading and how I was able to trade this stock. Now, this is a daily chart. So on the daily chart, we can see that we have this really good trend line. Usually, I'm not a big fan of a trend line where we only have like two touches, because you can join any two lines. For example, I can join like these two lines. Is it a trend line? It's no, right? It's not a trend line. So usually I like to see like three touches cleanly from a trend line, and that's what happened with this stock. We can see one touch, clean touch, second clean touch, third clean touch, fourth clean touch. So yeah, it's been making lower highs on the daily chart. This high is lower than this high lower than this high lower than all these highs. And this was a gap up day. The whole market gapped up because China and US, they had a deal, and that they will be reducing the tariffs for the next 90 days. And because of that, the market pushed up, but NVDA never was able to hold above this trend line. But the next day, which is very important, again, we need to sit on our hands and look for these kind of setups, because overall the price action has been really bad on the stock. And that's what I explained in the Discord group as well, that my win rate on NVDA is really low. And even if I look at the stats for the past 1 or 2 years, I'm overall red on NVDA. So you guys will be able to see how my bias of not having good trades on NVDA, not able to execute properly on NVDA, and overall being red on NVDA kind of contributed to my decision of taking my profits early on this stock. So now we saw the monthly chart. Looks amazing on the monthly chart. Weekly chart is also going with the trend. Daily chart, it's actually above a trend line, and this trend line has been holding since January 2025. So it's been a few months now for good like 3 to 4 months. So now on this day, let's take a look at the pre-market action. I'm going to open the 5-minute chart and add the extended hours. So it was like icing on the cake in the pre-market. Just before the market opened up, we actually saw a push towards the upside, but the pre-market high just before the market opened, I think it actually broke above 125 briefly, which was really good just before the market opened up. I'm actually going to open the 1-minute chart and show you guys what happened. So I want to see strength heading into the market open when I see a stock like this. And we can see just before the market opened up, before that, it was actually the pre-market high was around 124.98.99, but it actually got the sellers near 125, and the buyers were actually able to push it towards the upside. Off the market open at 9:30 a.m. candle, we had like a small red candle. 9:31, the tape was very bullish on this stock, 124.6, 124.5. That dip got bought back up. I entered my position right here. I entered 200 contracts. But the mistake I made, and that's what I was saying, is that I took my 50% position out a bit too quickly, and I think I took the rest of the position out right around here. So I kind of held my maybe the last 20, 30, 50 contracts for a bigger move towards the upside. But the thing about this stock is that on my playbook setup, especially if it's a monthly chart breakout, weekly chart breakout, daily range breakout, daily trend line break after like 4 months, you should actually focus on the 5-minute chart and 15-minute chart. And I have exit criterias in my playbook. If a stock makes a new 5-minute low, or for example, it's going towards the upside. So in this scenario, my exit criteria are if it makes a red candle on higher volume than the green candle, if it makes a doji on high volume, doji on low volume, it's just a consolidation on the 5-minute chart, or if it makes a new 5-minute low, I have to be concerned about that. But if you look at this 5-minute chart, it did not even make a new 5-minute low until like this candle. You guys can see all the lows are higher than the previous lows. So yeah, the first condition did not satisfy. I had no reason to exit. Second condition is that green candles, high volume, red candles, low volume, clear. Like you guys can see cleanly right here, green candles high, red candles low volume. These two red candles is on lower volume than the green candles. Then we had a bit of consolidation right here just before the break of 130. That consolidation also on low volume. Finally, we had this big green bar on high volume. So this is called an exhaustion volume as well, which is one of my exit criteria, that if we actually push towards the upside, we have moved the ATR for the day, which is the average true range for the stock. And now towards the extension of the move, when we get a high volume like this might actually be the exhaustion volume. Eventually, we made a new high of the day. But honestly, on the 5-minute chart, I had no reason to exit, maybe until this candle when we actually broke out above 130 with high volume, which makes sense because 130 had a huge seller. That seller got filled, and that's why we saw high volume. Or maybe when it made a new 5-minute low. So this was an opportunity. If you focus on options, and that is why I trade options, that this was an opportunity you could have easily made like 300%. I made another mistake that I took 126 calls. The stock was holding near 125. I was expecting a push towards 129, 130. I should have actually maybe gone for like 128 calls, or maybe even 129 calls, mix of 128 and 129 calls. But off the open, it was a bit too quick. And because we were also trading on the voice chat, I was not able to select the strike price before the market opened up. Because usually when I have a game plan, I try to select the strike price I'm going to be trading right off the open beforehand, before the market actually opens up. Because you were trading on the voice chat, I saw 125 hold, I just executed 126 calls. And if I'm going that close to the money, expecting a bigger push, now the percentage reward of the 126 calls is going to keep on going down as the premiums become like they are more and more in the money. Now, had I gone for like 128 calls, the percentage reward would have been really good. 130 calls, the best percentage reward. But again, I think 128 was a safe spot, because the further out the money you go, your risk is also higher. And I also made a video on how to trade options. I'm going to make sure to link that video in the description box below, so you guys can watch and how I select the strike prices when I trade my option contracts. And yeah, so for me, I think I made that mistake, 126. And the other mistake was that I exited my whole position a bit too early. And the reasoning is that because overall I'm red on NVDA, so I don't have a lot of confidence on this stock. But keeping my bias aside, I had no reason to exit, focusing on the monthly chart, the weekly chart, the daily chart, the 5-minute chart, the 1-minute chart. 5-minute chart gave me no reason to exit. The 1-minute chart is also just riding the moving averages, just a clear trend, red candles on low volume, greens on high volume. Now, before we start with the live real-time session, I also took 2 trades on Tesla, 2 stabs. The first was a loser, the second was a winner. On the first trade, I took 100 contracts for the break towards the upside. I covered that position for a loss of around $1,300. Then the next time, right around the close of this 5 minutes on the pullback, I took 50 more contracts. I was able to catch this push towards the upside. On 50 contracts, I made approximately $5,800. On the 100 contracts, I lost $1,300. That is the beauty of risk management. Overall, on this trade, 5,800 minus 1,300, I made approximately 4,500, and you guys will be able to see everything in the real-time recording I'm going to be showing you guys next. Freaking shit, NVDA got a lot of volume at this break. A lot of volume. Tesla is also looking like 321. So yeah, might look for an entry on Tesla as well. But yeah, NVDA is still, yeah, I mean, let's just go based on price action. There's a lot of volume. So QQQ is not helping that wick. On NVDA, I won't even try to read the tape because I have mentioned that previously. NVDA is like SPY, go based more on price action. So that's what I'm going to be doing instead of micromanaging. Tesla above 321 is also on watch. NVDA R6 is at 126.9, which is right above the high of the day. So I feel like if we actually get above this high of the day and hold above R6, that is going to be important. Might see a rally. I took like small partial out, but I'm still holding majority of my position. Willing to let it go to break even. Because, I mean, it's NVDA, honestly. It's like when I trade NVDA, I'm like, I just always have this in the back of my mind. Be a noob when trading NVDA. Don't try to micromanage. So just going based on price action. Sometimes just acting stupid kind of pays you. Not trying to micromanage, because based on the tape I would have exited, but I just remind myself that the tape of this stock is like freaking reading spy. I just don't want to exit NVDA just because I want to trade Tesla. I have done this multiple times, and then if in case Tesla doesn't move and NVDA moves, that just leads to a cascade of emotions. It's a vicious cycle. I have done that, learned from my mistakes. Even though NVDA doesn't move, I'm just a human. I'm trying to manage my position on NVDA. I think I did a good job holding my position. My entry was at 931. I'm like almost, I have been holding this trade for 10 minutes. I took my first 100 contracts out a bit too quick, but because it's NVDA, I won't be too harsh on myself for that. Yeah, my in the money premiums are not moving that much now. Sad. Yeah, I'm in 30 contracts now, guys. Just exiting on the pops. But I only have 20 contracts now. So the thing is that because I have a feeling that Tesla might move all of a sudden. So I just wanted to preserve a bit of my mental capital for that. Yeah, what the fuck was that on Tesla? Took a small loss on it. I sized up, but yeah, the loss was okay, not that bad. I'm actually going to wait for this 5 minutes close now. Not looking. Yeah, it looks really good for entry again, but I'm just going to wait for this 5 minutes close most likely now. Let's see if we can continue this. I took a small size this time around on Tesla. Wanted to add more, but I was not expecting such a big green candle. Yeah, there was definitely a big seller who just freaking got exhausted right there. This is not like a normal candle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wish I sized up on this one, but yeah, not, yeah. I took like 50. I wanted to, the first trade I took 100 contracts. I lost 1,000 on it. And I took like 50 contracts now. I wanted to add more, but just did not have the balls, had the balls to add more. Because when you get like a squeeze like this, I just was not willing to ruin the average fill price of my first 50 contracts as well. Might just be like a squeeze and then a sell off. Maybe what I mean is that stop loss is getting triggered and then just a sell off. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. It's okay. I'm nice. Like I'm happy with my NVDA trade, which I exited all. But NVDA trade is definitely gonna go in my playbook, guys. Really good trade, really clean hold. Yeah, aggressive me would have added at this 323 hold with a stop loss for the whole position under 322.5. But I won't be adding just because I still don't like the price action that much. That pullback right around high of the day, even though the tape was not that clean, looking at the price action, it was nice. It pulled back on the 1 minute chart near high of the day on low volume, and then push towards the upside. You are in G, like you are printing, bro. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of me. Just be proud of each other. That's how we go. That's how we roll. Yeah. If we make a new 1 minute low, or no, yeah, this might actually, like I'm only in 50 contracts above 325. It might actually squeeze. And I have like overall small size. So yeah, I'm still holding, guys. It's just like my thought process is right in front of you. What I am thinking, it's on my mouth. So I'm just speaking it out loud. Hopefully this helps. I was about to take partials. I'm like 325 is right at the top. So might as well wait for it. And now just this, like the premium just increased by 10% more by just this one thought process. Yeah, still holding. No reason to exit. This is squeeze price action. That's what I said. Freaking what the fuck? My tape is slowing down. Yeah, my dash, too much data flowing. Are you still holding, G? Tell me you're holding. We are printing together, bro. Amazing. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Are you still holding NVDA as well? NVDA made a new high of the day. I took a few contracts out right here on Tesla. You exited NVDA, right? Nice. You're also holding, Gene. Gorilla is holding. Hopefully, he said he's in. But amazing, guys, amazing. This was a nice voice session. So I'm in 30, guys. You guys know my position. So I took 50. I'm in 30. Had I held my NVDA whole position, yeah, it would have been like a 40K day on NVDA. So yeah, something to review. As I said, still, if you look at the 5-minute chart, you don't have any reason to exit. The only reason was that you have to lock in profits, and market doesn't give give two shits about your profits. Imagine you teaching and trying to break this trade down to a new trader who doesn't know anything about the chart. That trader will be like, why the fuck did you exit? That trader will be like, it gave you no reason to exit. You are teaching me that price action, green candles, high volume, red candles, low volume, it's satisfying all the conditions. Look at the price action. Red candles clearly both the red candles on the 5-minute chart, they have lower volume than the green candles. Yeah, Tesla is still not good. It's still in like squeeze mode. So that's why I took partials. When I see like a push like that on Tesla, I'm going to make sure to lock in, especially with price action like this. Yeah, I think I'm going to exit the whole position. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Yeah, I exited the whole position. And I actually have a recording of the whole day. So I don't know if I want to turn this whole thing, because we were trading on the voice chat, so I don't even have to do anything, just cut the main parts out and upload that on YouTube. I might as well do it, right? I have the recording of the whole day.